Hey everyone, I am so excited that you are tuning in. Congratulate yourself from the get-go that you are taking time to watch these videos because recruiting is it can be overwhelming for some. I actually love it. It is my most favorite thing to do because it means that I am getting people healthier and happier. And so I love it. I've always loved it. It's always been my favorite thing to do. So let's talk about how I recruit in person with no fear, no shame, and just pure excitement. I go to networking events. How is that for super easy way to recruit in person? And I don't know why it took me so long to figure it out, but I figured it out last May, 2022, May. May I joined, we moved to a new town again. So this is helpful even if you've lived in the same town forever. But for me personally, we moved 6 times in 7 years. So there was no laying down of roots, hardly at all. The longest place we were in Fort Lauderdale for 3 years, but moved while we were there. Excuse me. Hold on one second. Okay, so anyway, when we moved here, I decided to join the Chamber of Commerce for our town. And I reached out to one of my, somebody who I knew that was successful here in this area because there were quite a few chambers. And I said, which one is the best for connecting? And so she made a recommendation. I joined it, I paid my fee, and I immediately started signing up for the every other week networking events. And if that scares you, do not let it scare you because this is what it looks like. Let me just tell you how they go. Because I used to work at one of the biggest chamber of commerces in the US, the Nashville Metro Chamber of Commerce. So I knew what to expect, but I was joining one in a much smaller town outside of Nashville. So you go and there's a few minutes to chit chat, get a cup of coffee, chat. I hate that time. Now I don't mind it because I know a lot of the people, but I used to really. Okay, thank you. Real life. I used to not know them. So I would show up like right before it started so that I didn't have to do the chit chat around the room before I knew anybody. So you go, you sit down. Usually there's an icebreaker question. Everybody answers the icebreaker question. It's usually something funny or silly that you share about yourself so that you get to know people outside of their business. And then depending on how many people are there or your chamber, there's a little like 5-minute training of some sort. And then there is the opportunity for everybody to go around the room. And at our chamber, it depends on how many people are there because they're really great at ending it at 1 hour, like you're out the door. So it usually ranges from 45 seconds to 2 minutes that you have the opportunity to get up, introduce yourself, and talk about what you do and what you hope to achieve as far as gaining new customers or new business partners. Or often will share, it's hard to be super successful if you don't feel good, if you don't have energy, if you're not sleeping well. And because everybody is there to promote their business and grow their business and grow their brand, it is not weird for you to do that. And then as the meeting comes to a close, your goal is to try to set up at least one-on-one meeting for a coffee or lunch or something like that after the event, like not that day, but at a later date. This is 100% worth getting a sitter for your kids. If you homeschool, I homeschool, if you homeschool, if you stay at home with your kids, whatever, it's worth it because your business will grow like crazy because even they want to feel better. They are going nonstop. People who are putting in the effort to show up at a networking event are busting their tail and they need more energy and they need better sleep. They probably need to poop better. They probably have a lot of lunches out, which means they for sure need gut health, and just getting in front of them and getting to know them more Now, I will tell you the first time I went, sorry, not my dog. Sorry about that. The very first time I went, I didn't feel like I had much success. I was like, I don't really know how I did. By the third time I went, I was signing people left and right, and they were talking about it. So then I would go to like my fifth meeting, and somebody who had joined 2 weeks ago was like, you guys have got to try this stuff. I feel better than I've ever felt. She takes great care of me. And then it's word of mouth along with you sharing, and it is amazing. So Chamber of Commerce, the other two things that I did is I joined, well, they're the same thing. I joined women's networking groups. I joined 2 different women's networking groups, and they usually meet for lunches. And same kind of thing, only way more casual. You get up, you talk about yourself, what you sell, what you do, and then you have lunch and you just chit chat with other women who are striving, thriving, and it is the best circle to be in. I have found that in the women's networking groups, there are more people from network marketing, but that is not an issue. It actually is kind of comforting because it's like, this is really becoming mainstream. Like, women from network marketing, do not be ashamed, do not be shy, show up and share what you have to offer, because people are going to want it. And it really is the best way to recruit, because you get to know people, you see them, they like you like them, and it makes it way more fun. So my takeaway for you is to check out your Chamber of Commerce and join either the Chamber of Commerce or a women's networking group, and schedule a time to show up at a meeting. That's the key. You can't just join, you got to show up at the meeting. So good luck, and have a great July.